Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today's the 1st of June and this time I'm bringing you a rather interesting report regarding the Nintendo NX, as a report has surfaced which suggests that the new hardware, the Nintendo NX, will be built around the Android operating system. Now, this was according to the Japanese site Nikkei, or Nikkei, depending on your pronunciation, and was helpfully translated over at NeoGAF, and according to them, the NX will have an Android architecture to make it more open to developers. Now, I just want to stress before we go any further, that doesn't mean it's going to be a mobile-esque device or even the Ouya style device. It's literally just the choice of architecture for the operating system. And what's rather interesting is that the source who spoke in the article basically goes on to say that when third parties abandoned the Wii U one by one, which they very much have over the years, it basically caused a turning point in the company. So, obviously, for a long time they've had a philosophy of developing their own software and hardware concepts internally, but apparently, as I said, this is unconfirmed by Nintendo. They are now prepared to embrace a more open platform such as Android to basically give developers more flexibility in making content that can also then be put over onto smartphones and tablets. So, yes, while the article does not make any allusions to whether or not it's going to be an Ouya style or a smartphone or anything like that, it's literally just talking about the software architecture of the operating system, as I said earlier. It's still interesting to say the least. Another thing to remember is that the source is saying is basically that it's going to be Android based. Doesn't mean it's just going to be straight up Android there. If the report is correct, going to be using Android as basically like the backbone for this new operating system that's going to be for the Nintendo NX, but it will have Android-like features, of course, having been based on Android, more open like Android. I just hope they address the piracy issue. So I don't think this is going to be a micro console like we have seen with Android-based consoles before. I don't think Nintendo would go down that route, to be completely honest with you. They're just simply, if the report is right, using it as a basis for their new operating system. And of course, this could turn out, to be completely and utterly false. This is a report by Nikkei. No one official on Nintendo has spoken on this. And of course, we won't even see it at E3, so we're probably not going to find out for quite some time how true this actually is. Still, the possibilities are definitely interesting, and if this turns out to be true, it would actually be a huge shift for Nintendo. As I said, they're very internal based, always making their own hardware, software internally when it comes to their consoles and things like that. So it would be a huge change for them. I would love to hear your thoughts though, guys. How would you feel if this was true? Obviously, we don't know in what context, how exactly they're using Android, etc, etc, if indeed they are using Android, but how would you feel if they're just using it as a new OS? It's not a micro console, it's a full-blown console, just with a more open operating system that is based upon Android. That is what I think it will be if this is true. So what would you think of that? How would you feel about that? And what else would you like to see from this if it turns out to be true? Anyway, that's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.